What is up, guys? As I said in my previous video, I'm sick, I look like crap, my kids have been up for like the last week all night long needing breathing treatments, and I'm now sick, so excuse the appearance, excuse my voice. I'm gonna be doing easier videos, so no missing people, no nothing that involves a lot of research and editing. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Let's go ahead and jump right in. I thought for today's video it would be kind of cool just to tell you guys I do have a few more new subscribers. I'm almost to 100, which I am super proud of. Like, I know 100 doesn't seem like a lot, but for me, like, I worked damn hard for those 100 subscribers, and I appreciate every one of you guys. Well, 92. I appreciate every one of you guys. So I thought I would just do an easy video and tell you guys some random facts about me that I think you might be interested in. I don't know at this point. Number 1, I used to be a stoner. I am not a stoner anymore. I haven't smoked weed in years, but I still have those stoner thoughts. As in, I was sitting on the couch and I was petting my cat, and I looked at my husband and I'm like, you know what's weird? And he said, what? And I'm like, we pretty much kidnap animals. And then, speaking of animals, hold on, Kiki, what are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, leave my carpet alone, dude. Yeah. So anyways, what we do is we kidnap animals and then we force them to live with us and cohabitate with us. Is that a word? Cohabitate? I think it is. I'm tired. Anyways, we force them to live with us. And then if they decide that they don't want to be our captive and they want to act more like an animal, then we deem them unfit and we put them down. Pretty much. Like, and I was thinking about it and I'm like, my God, like, God forbid that the dog wants to act like a damn dog and the dog is going to do what the dog normally does and bite. Well, oh, that dog is dangerous. That dog can't be in society. Let's just go put that dog down. Dude, what if the dog doesn't want to live there? Like, sorry, like, if you kidnap me and I don't listen to you, am I wrong? No, I just don't want to live there. We're the one that domesticated them, and sorry we didn't get the formula quite right, and they have natural instincts. But instead of figuring out a way to fix our boo-boos by domesticating them, we just go ahead and, like, kill them because they don't want to be our captives. I don't know. Kind of a weird stoner thought. That's like the only one I can think of, but I have a lot of those weird epiphanies sometimes, and I'm just like, whoa, and my husband's like, oh, here we go again, babe. The next one is I have hoarder tendencies, and I'm pretty sure this all stems from being young and being poor and never knowing the next time that you're gonna get something or have something. So I've always taken extremely good care of the things that I do have in case I don't have that again, if that makes sense. I would always use less shampoo. I would always use less toothpaste, just because you never know the next time you might get more shampoo or more toothpaste. And I still have a tendency to do that. And I have to tell myself, Jasmine, it's fine. Like, you can get rid of that. You will figure out a way. And I'm having to retrain my brain to not be a hoarder. I enjoy buying cleaning products. I don't know what it is. Like, some chicks want to buy clothes, some chicks want to buy jewelry. I want to buy cleaning products and office supplies. Those are like my two things. I get a high off of coming home and having new cleaning products to use and having office supplies. I love office supplies. I love sticky notes and paper clips and pens and journals and tablets. I love office supplies, and I think I love office supplies more than I love cleaning products, and those are like my two weaknesses. I have to avoid the stationery aisle at the stores because I'll just want to buy everything, you know, and I think that's a little strange. Another weird one is I am obsessed with houses. I was that weird 7-year-old who was watching House Hunters on HGTV when we had cable. Like, that was my show. I was like, oh my gosh, there's a House Hunters marathon. And to this day, I probably go on Realtor.com or whatever it is. I have the app on my phone. I go on that thing probably at least once a day, sometimes 2 or 3 times a day. And I just look up homes in different areas. And I look at all the floor plans and the prices. And I don't know why I do that, but I've been like that since I was little. I was that little weird kid that when we were walking down the street, I was looking at people's houses, but I wasn't looking at the crap that they had in there. Like, I don't care what kind of TV you have. I just wanted to see the floor plan, and I wanted to know what it looked like inside, and I have no idea where that stems from, but it has been my whole life. I am obsessed with houses. If we're going out looking for Christmas lights, the ones that I like the most are the ones where the windows are open a little bit, and you can see the Christmas tree, and you know what their living room looks like and how it's decorated. I don't know what that's about, but I got some problems. Another one is I've always felt different. I have always felt different than everybody else. Being very, very, very young. I remember being in like preschool and I just felt different. And I've noticed that my son, one of my sons, does the same thing. I can tell he just feels different, and I'm trying to give him the self-esteem that he needs to be able to not feel so different. And I feel like for me personally, I think the reason that I felt different when I was growing up is because we grew up in, what is my cat doing? Kiki, stop it. You need to be good, kitty. For me, growing up, I grew up in El Cajon, and we grew up in like not the good part of El Cajon, and I went to preschool, and I was literally the only white kid there. Like, I was surrounded by every ethnicity but white people. I was the only, and not only was I white, but I had bright red hair, and everybody had to point out how different I looked. They're like, oh, you got colored eyes, oh, you got some orange hair. And so I've always felt different, but I even remember feeling different back then. As for my son, I don't know what's going on with him, but I do worry, and I hope that he can start not feeling so different, because when I take him to the library and stuff, he's always the kid that's sitting on the outside while everybody else is singing and dancing. He can't do it. He doesn't have the self-esteem, and I'm trying to build him up so that he doesn't grow up with those self-esteem issues that I did. This one goes along with the last four. Sometimes I think I might be on the spectrum. I'm kind of a useless box of information. I know random crap about things that just don't matter, like random facts about animals, because that was my thing, is reading animal books when I was growing up. I would check out all of the animal books and learn about snakes and wildebeests and all of this kind of stuff. And so sometimes I think that I'm on the spectrum a little bit, because I obsess over things, totally obsessed with them. And then when I realize that I can't learn any more information, I'm just over it. Another one is I can cook pretty much anything. Like, anything you want, if I have the ingredients, I can cook it. And I think that's because I've been cooking since I was about 8 years old. My mom got sick when I was around 8, and I had to start cooking for the family. And so literally I'm 30 right now, so I've been cooking for, I can't do math, but from 8 years old to 30. And because, I feel like once you learn the basic skills of cooking, you can pretty much cook anything. And so as long as I know the ingredients that go into there, I can cook anything, and it tastes pretty good. I gotta let my cat out, hold on. Okay, sorry, I had to let my cat out because he was screaming. I don't know if you heard that. I get really, really, really bad car sickness, and I get really bad motion sickness, to the point that I don't like riding roller coasters, not only because of the adrenaline rush that I get, but also just because of the motion sickness. Me and my husband went to Universal Studios 2 years ago, and I was like, oh, I may not like the feeling of a roller coaster, but I could totally do one of those simulators. And so, the ones that you put the 3D glasses on and you more or less just move? Oh god, no. I almost blew cookies in the middle of Transformers, and I literally was down out the rest of the day. Like, I would just sit outside and my husband would ride a ride, and he was like, do you want to go look around? And I was sick the rest of the day, and I felt so bad. I mean, mind you, well, I think we got on that around 2-ish, 3-ish, and we had seen a lot of Universal Studios anyways, so like, it wasn't that serious. But I can't do any of those kind of rides, and even just driving on the freeway, half the time I'm ready to blow cookies. I was in a really bad car accident when I was 8 years old. My mom was really, really high, and we were driving back from San Diego to Hemet, and we were on Winchester Road, but it was before it was called Winchester Road because they were making that pass through. And so I think at that point it was called Construction Road. Oh god, my kid. It was called Construction Road, and my mom was all spun out, and she had actually almost hit the side rails a couple times, and cars were honking at us, because I'm pretty sure she was kind of all over the road. I was a little young. I knew something was not right, but I couldn't quite figure it out. So anyways, we're on Construction Road, and there's this guy, and he's parked at a light, and my mom just didn't stop, and she was speeding, and so she plowed into the poor old man, and kind of swerved out of the way, and she hit the stop sign. That stop sign came flying in through the window, and it smacked me in the face. And so the stop sign was like in the car, and the poor man was airlifted all the way to the hospital, and he barely made it. Barely made it. I ended up needing stitches in both eyes. I needed stitches right here on my cheek. I needed stitches above my eye, and then I was so bruised around my pelvis area that I literally, no joke, looked like a black crayon. Like I was that black, if that makes sense. Like jet black, like a crow. Like I can't even explain it. And they told my mom that they weren't sure if I would ever be able to have babies again because the seatbelts. What happened was it was an old Chrysler LeBaron, so like a really old Chrysler LeBaron, and so when the seatbelts locked, they didn't lock immediately, so I went flying forward and then they locked, and because I was a fat kid, it cut into me, if that makes sense. I couldn't walk right for a while, and then my sister, she was in the back seat. I don't know how this happened, but we thought her tooth had gotten knocked out, and we brought her to the dentist, and they actually said that her tooth was shoved back up in to her mouth, and we actually had to wait for it to regrow. So it was a really bad car accident. Don't do drugs and drive. Don't drink and drive, please. We literally ruined that man's life, and I'm afraid of cars now. Anytime that I'm riding in a car passenger seat, besides staring at the road hoping that I could prevent a car accident, by the way, I'm afraid to sleep in the car. I feel like if I sleep in a car, I can't warn you of a car accident. Believe it or not, I've actually saved us from quite a few car accidents. I want to say like 7 or 8. I've been like, whoa, and they're like, they'll slam on the brakes because I see it. They don't when I'm in the passenger seat. But anyways, if I'm not staring out the window looking for that, I'm always looking at the sky looking for UFOs. I really want to see a UFO. I 150% believe in aliens, and I'm always hoping to see one. This is another one. I absolutely hate small talk. I hate the fact that people feel the need to fill empty quiet with small talk. I don't want to talk to you about meaningless stuff. I don't know how to explain it. Like, if I'm going to talk to you, I want to talk to you about like cool stuff. I want to talk to you about your hopes, your dreams. I want to talk to you about, aliens, ghosts. I want to talk about stuff that like gets my mind going. I don't care what Felicia told you. I don't care that you guys wore the same outfit. Like, I don't like that kind of stuff. I don't like the small talk. I don't like the back and forth. I don't like the need to, because people say awkward silence. It's not awkward. It's awkward because you're making it awkward. That's just obviously just my opinion. But like, if I'm gonna talk to you, like I want to talk to you about legit stuff. Obviously, I mean, I don't think this is any surprise. I am obsessed with anything and everything paranormal. If it seems like it's some sort of paranormal, whether it be from demons to aliens to the Bermuda Triangle, I am entranced. I love it. I could just eat that information up for days. That is my favorite thing to talk about, is paranormal stuff and witchcraft stuff and like all of that. Obsessed with it. Makes me happy. Makes my heart happy. I'm that weirdo that loves those satisfying videos, whether it be people who are playing with kinetic sand or even like popping certain pimples or getting earwax out. I'm that weirdo who watches those. I'm the reason that those people have subscribers. Like, if I'm feeling anxious, I'll watch those videos and they calm me down because I got problems, man. I love creating art. I love painting, I love drawing, I love scrapbooking, I love clay, I love art. I'm not the kind of person that could go to an art museum and necessarily appreciate other people's art. Like, I could be like, that looks really nice, but I don't know a lot of the history of art or like the different genres of art. I could just appreciate art. Like, I like how that looks. And I don't like anything I make ever. But I enjoy the process of making it, but I never like the final product, if that makes sense. I think I may have mentioned this earlier, but I have complex PTSD, and it screws me up a lot of the times, and I'm going to a psychiatrist and I'm working towards fixing my complex PTSD, but it's some serious stuff that I'm dealing with, and I'm slowly working towards it. I'm able to start. It's been about, I think I've been going to the psychiatrist for a little over a year, and I'm just now starting to figure out what triggers are for me. For the longest time, I would have an anxiety attack and I wouldn't be able to figure out why I was having the anxiety, and I would have to go back and do the steps that he was talking to me about. I finally figured out a trigger. And so now that I'm able to identify the triggers that are the reason for the PTSD, I can now better assess the situation when I'm dealing with it, if that makes sense. So I'm working towards getting it better, but complex PTSD is a bitch, and you can't just get put on a medicine. Like, it's not that. It's the way you have to retrain the way that your brain works, and it's so hard. And then last but not least, I have a video that I really, really, really want to make, but I don't want to make it until I feel like I have enough subscribers to give that video justice. It is a serious video. It is a video that is near and dear to my heart. It is a video that the whole reason that I even wanted to make a YouTube channel was to make this specific video. But I feel like I need to do my best to make it the best and to be able to provide the audience that I think that it deserves, because I really, really, really want to tell this story. And it's not my story, but it's something that this person wanted to do before they passed away, and I want to carry on their memory, and I want to carry on their legacy, and I want to carry on their dreams. So I thought that YouTube would be a good outlet to do that, and I'm hoping that if I can get my subscriber base up, I'm going to do that video, and I hope that a lot of people see it. I hope that it helps people, and I hope that it carries on that person's dream from the grave. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!